So, welcome back to the Canadian Librarian. Today's topic, I'm going to discuss kind of the situation with employment. In Ontario, Canada, and across the country, libraries are laying off. Many different fields are laying off, and trying to find a job today is tough. So what can you do to kind of mitigate that? So my advice to mitigate that is be more willing to go out there. Apply for things that aren't necessarily library related. Apply for places that aren't where you live. So when I was in school, there would be a lot of people who were like in library school with me, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay in town and get a library job. In today's market, and even back then, it's just not practical. You have to think outside the box. So you may have to apply for a smaller library. You may have to apply for a records management position or a data management position. If you have tech skills, IT skills, you may be able to go into IT management. You may have to move to Northern Ontario, Western Quebec, BC. You might have to leave your comfort zone. So with so many people unemployed and looking for a job, if you apply for the jobs, the first things that come up, the things that are on all the major apply board, partnership library, FIMS from the University of Western Ontario, job board, University of Toronto job board, all those kinds of main places that most people look, those jobs are going to be inundated with hundreds of applications. So you have to look harder than everyone else. Look for that position that's maybe not posted on the job board. Look for that position that's in a maybe not the most desirable area. My first job out of university my first full-time job out of university was at a school library in Ignace, Ontario, which is 2.5 hours west of Thunder Bay. Tiny remote community, great fishing. But my first job out of university 10-12 years ago was in a less than desirable area. I had to move. You've got to be willing to look for these jobs that aren't necessarily posted on the main boards or are in areas that are less than ideal to get your foot in the door, get some experience, and get a position. Everyone's applying for the main positions in the big cities. Look outward. Expand your ideas. Don't necessarily just apply to any job.